few changes personally in my personal life. I made it to Fort Lauderdale. This is where I be for the time being. But it's my new home. You know, I hit up a family member and they provided me a roof. Sometimes I really hate doing that. You know how it is, man. People hold things over your head and all types of stuff. It sucks, man. It sucks, you know, especially as a man. You always want to be able to do things on your own. At least be able to. But I'm here and life goes on. We make the best of it. So, I've been looking into the Poetry Business Institute, you know, and it looked like it's a place to be. You know, for a long time, I always felt like, you know, poetry, the art of the creation of poetry, the art of the gathering of the poetic recipe, you know, is very solitudinous. It's like long, like life poetry, you know. At least to me. At least to me. But I like what the Institute got going on. You know, it looks like it's a community, and we need each other in so many different ways. You know, poets, all types of artists. You know, all types of people in general. We need each other. You know, a gathering of the minds where we can share ideas and we can, you know, reflect off each other. You know, iron sharpen irons, after all. So I think it's amazing. I think it's cool. I'm glad to be in the vicinity of it. I'm glad to be a part. Yeah. You know, poetry and money, man, I still somewhat see that there's not really no money in poetry. It's odd. It's really weird. I like to think you really have to you really gotta know somebody, or you really just, I don't know, I feel like you gotta offer up a lot. You gotta offer up a lot of yourself. You gotta be willing to be seen. You gotta be willing to be heard. You gotta be willing to lay your soul out in order to see any type of comeback for it. But I think that's all part of the sacrifice game. You know, it's all, can we call that sacrifice? I think it's all part of the, you know, not being hidden. You know, just not being hidden. It's like anything, it's like any seed, you gotta be willing to break through the ground. You gotta be willing to bloom in order to become a flower, in order to become a tree. You gotta be willing to bloom, you know? So I think that's all part of the game. There is money in poetry. You just gotta be willing. You gotta be willing to be. You gotta be willing to be. That's something I'm learning personally. So, that's something I'm learning personally. You know, to be seen, man. You know, even now, I'm even out here by myself now. You know, out here with the birds and the sun and the passing by of strangers who don't know my name. Yeah. But I look forward to the changes to come. I'm very I'm into it. I'm excited. I am. I'm interested. I'm interested. I'm invested. And I'm ready. I think I'm ready. If not, I think I'm ready to be ready. I think I'm ready to be ready. So, this is just an update. More things to come. I'm in Fort Lauderdale. I feel better. It's not as cold. It's not as hard. It's not as rough. I think that's a good place to start. So,